Good evening, members of press. I just want to join my majority leader.
Yes.
In also really condemning the status that the media has been put in. You cannot have news happening afterwards, especially in a digitized era. What if anything happens in Parliament and you are not there?
What happened?
What is the source of information? Media must be inside Parliament. You have to know what goes on inside Parliament.
Yeah.
That is part of democracy.
Unless it is not Korea Parliament.
Yeah. That is part of democracy. And with an opening of space, democratic space, we cannot be going backwards as a country. So we will guard that very, very passionately about media freedom. And media freedom is not just about you sitting here in a corner. It's about you being able to access news where news is happening. So can you imagine if we come here and we start narrating to you that there was somebody dancing outside? Is that what news is that? Or there was somebody spitting? Is that news? You have to see it yourself, because otherwise people will mislead you. Or somebody was walking naked. You have to see it for yourself to give objective, fair, and accurate information to the public. But having said that, I just in adherence to the concept of separation of powers, I want to disagree very strongly with the Speaker when he says that we cannot question the Parliament or the Speaker, and that what Parliament does cannot be questioned. That is not correct. Otherwise, we would as well bury the concept of separation of powers, which operates under a system of checks and balances.
It is a creation of the Constitution.
Yes, Parliament is a creation of the Constitution, and so we must follow the Constitution. If we go against the Constitution, the courts have to put us back in line, whether we agree with the court or not. As Azimio, we have disagreed with the court many times before, but we have respectfully agreed. Disobeyed.
Including the Supreme Court.
Exactly.
The presidential elections.
Including the ones who are calling us hot and all those. But we respectfully disagreed with them, but we have not disrespected them. But having said that, I also just want to say that if there is one thing that the Speaker started at the onset, he said that he does not wish to stand on appeal of a High Court decision, and that he is not in any way doing that. But in effect, that's exactly what he did. Because what then has he done? If you have gone against a decision of the High Court, you have actually you have done an appeal against the High Court. Otherwise, what we should have told us is there is a stay order. Yeah. And for us, there is no stay order. If there was a stay order, you would have just seen us clapping for Kimani Ichung'wah as a majority leader and for Osoro as a majority whip. But for now, I can tell you what we are looking at here is the de jure majority leader and the de jure minority whip. The other majority whip. Other ones are fake, and the deputy majority leader and the deputy majority whip
and majority members.
Yes. And then reiterate that you can see this is just a game of musical chairs. It's all about following the rule of law. And as my majority leader has actually said, earlier on, in his decision that the court has quashed, he said the 14 members, yeah, he declared the members of Kenya Kwanza. Now they are frozen in space. They don't belong anywhere. And why have they been frozen in space? To deny Azimio their rightful numbers.
Yes.
What they should do, whether we have actually said that there are circumstances that may have changed. That one I agree with him. It's very correct. Circumstances may have changed.
Both sides.
Both sides. Who doesn't know, for instance, de facto, that there are people who have gone off with Manyora. Yeah. Manyora has gone with his own MPs. That is a fact.
And he has formed Manyora Cathedral.
Yes. Oh, it's also good to have a majority leader that makes you laugh like this. And what I can say, that if indeed those guys have gone, And we were to declare the way the speaker is declaring. And members of parliament, we are very whimsical. You decide today we are in this side, we are that side. We must be guided by the law
And the people.
and what the law says. So the 14 people, the 14 members that are frozen in space legally are Azimio numbers. And then I would want to say finally that as indicated, the deputy speaker, by the deputy speaker writing to ask for the membership from the registrar is indicative of what we are worried about the position of the speaker.
No, he said